My name is Mae Finch, and I am a writer, storyteller, and game master. Tonight, I am going to give you all the chance to save a life. I'm going to tell you a story, and you're all going to be my protagonist. But I am not a full author. I will give you an opportunity to tell me how the story goes. When I give you a choice in the story, I will need you to vote for your choice with a quick show of hands. When we reach the biggest choice of all, I will need a volunteer to come up and roll this dice for me. Shout out to Double Take Dice. Sound like a plan? Yeah. Okay. After the story, if you particularly loved or particularly hated any part of it, please come chat with me. So this story is called The Diner. I need a name. Who has a name?
Jim.
Jim? Okay. You are Jim. You have been camping by the springs for many days. No clone, no work, no family. You've run out of rope and are desperately searching for a thread to cling to. After days of trail food, you are hungry and tired and mercurial. You inexplicably find yourself outside a diner. In the dead of night, shiny chrome and red neon dancing in your eyes. A lone turtle shuffles across the pavement and cicadas whir in every direction. As you pull open the door, a bell rings, and the scent of sizzling bacon and warm waffles and hot coffee wraps around you, pulling you in. There's a man in blue jeans and a grease-stained shirt sitting at the counter. The booths are empty, except one, occupied by a young couple, both dressed like tonight is a very special night for them. You have a choice. Do you sit by the man at the counter, or do you take a booth in earshot of the young couple? Who votes counter?
Counter.
Okay, booth. The counters have it. You walk up to the counter and grab a stool. The man 2 seats down nods, but his eyes do not stray from the cup of coffee grasped tightly in his hands. Now you see that his shirt is not only stained by grease, but also torn by the seam between his arm and his shoulder. Dark flecks pepper his blonde hair, and his face is drawn. The face of a man many, many hours from sleep. As the waitress approaches, a woman who seems to have seen all the bullshit in the world, he says, "Damn turtles again, Claire." The waitress, Claire, nods and says, "I figured." The man asks for something stronger than coffee, and the waitress laughs like he's made this joke every night before and he'll make it every night again. She tops off his coffee and says she thinks the weather will turn soon. Then she walks to you with a warm, strangely familiar smile and says, "What do you need, Jim?" Here you have your second choice. Do you order food? Or do you ask about the turtles? Or do you ask how she knows your name? Who orders food? Okay. No one's hungry. Wow. Who asks about the turtles? Okay. Who asks how she knows your name? All right. We're going to talk about turtles. You ask Claire about the turtles. She tilts her head and squints at you, and calls to darling in that voice that is equal parts love and disdain. You wait for a real answer. The lovers have fallen quiet, and the man at the counter continues to stare into the now empty coffee cup. You feel a gnawing sensation at the back of your brainstem that this is the calm of a held breath before the screaming begins. But instead of screaming, you hear a knock at the door. The knocking is slow and continuous. You spin around to look out the glass diner doors, and as you turn, you see everyone has their gaze fixed down, except for the woman in the formal dress. She too starts to turn, but her date grabs her hand tightly and squeezes, commanding, "Don't." The woman looks at you instead and casts her gaze down as well. But you look. You look out the door, and you do not see the silhouette of a person knocking. You see nothing besides the sparsely lit parking lot outside. You still hear the knocking though. Here you have a choice to make. Do you approach the door, or do you follow your fellow diner's lead and turn away? Who approaches the door? Oh, it could be close. Oh, no. All right, I'm not even gonna ask. We're going for that door. You approach the door. When you are halfway across the room, the man at the counter says softly, "I wouldn't." At the same time, you are close enough to hear that the knocking is coming from the bottom of the door. As you peer into the dark, you see something hard and shiny ramming itself into the base of the door. A turtle has come knocking. The woman in the dress suddenly cries, "Not like this," and storms out, running back into the kitchen. Her date calls her name and sprints after. You steal your eyes toward the man at the counter. You see him trembling, each bang against the door, impossibly loud for the size of the creature thrusting itself upon the glass. A loud crack rings out, and the glass begins to split at the point of the impact. There is no more waiting. It is time to act. You grab your weapons, a dull butter knife and a fork with twisted tines, and spring out of your seat. Just as the glass of the front door fully shatters, you hear a scream from the kitchen. There are only two ways out of this. Through the kitchen, to the back door, through some unknown horror, or past the turtle, through the front door. Here you have your fourth and final choice. Do you retreat through the kitchen, or do you force your way past the turtle and out the front door? Who retreats? All right, we're going for that turtle. Can I get a volunteer to roll the dice? Things are so dire that I cannot assure that any given path will necessarily lead to victory. Come on up, come on up. All right, so folks, if you're not familiar with die, this is a D20, 20 sides. The closer to 20 you get, the more alive you will be at the end of the story. A 1, well, we won't talk about that. Can I get a drum roll, please? And what is the number?
Oh my god!
It is not a 1, but it's the closest you can get.
Oh no!
So, you charge towards the door. You catch your reflection in the glass windows, and You see dark flecks splattered on your shirt. For a horrible moment, you remember falling a great height. But you aren't falling right now. You're running through a diner, tearing the door open before the turtle breaking in can climb over the shattered glass. Freedom is just a few steps away. You make a run for it. But just as you leap over the turtle, you realize that you are amidst a sea of turtles. Too late. You're actually falling now, landing and slipping on a turtle shell. You hit the ground and feel your entire body flatten. Your belly and back spreading and hardening in a panic. You scramble forwards on all fours. You're trying to retreat back to the diner, but you catch your reflection again in the window. A strange sense of calm washes over you as you take in your new form. There's no more fighting. There's nothing left to fight. You are simply one of them now. Thank you.